I've seen two images lately that you've probably never seen yourself that made me question the nature of my reality, the nature of our reality, and to actually realize the strength of my own inner power. It even helped me realize that there's a higher timeline available to me, that multiple timelines of yourself actually exist, and to also realize that we don't live in this plane of effects where things happen to us. Rather, we are the creators of our own reality, and it's that famous quote, "The kingdom is within you." So we're going to talk about these two images and the relevance to all of this and how it can help you. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into the video. So both of these images come from different backgrounds of science. Let's put the first one up here. This is a microscopic view of your cerebral cortex. Your cerebral cortex is a part of your brain, one of the many structures in your brain, and it's responsible for cognitive behavior, thinking, and you can see when you look at this image that there is many little channels and highways. This is where electrical impulses through your nerves are passed through. This is how thoughts are formed. This is how you can view your reality, and this is how you connect to your five senses. This is one of the major components of your central nervous system. Why I'm showing you this will actually become relevant in just a minute. You know, as we see in science today, we use our left brain, rational, logical mind to explain things, but science has been divided up into many divisions. Many of them don't communicate with each other. So we'll put up the second image here. This is an image of the Canada-France-Hawaii telescope looking at the fabric of the universe, something we call dark matter, which still hasn't been fully understood yet, but say makes up 90% of the universe. You see, when you look out into the stars and space, you see all the black area between the stars. There's actually a substance in between there called dark matter. Now, why does this matter? Because if you look at this image and compare it to the first one that I showed you, look at the similarities. And in looking at the astronomy image, you'll see that the nodes sort of represent the stars in the galaxy, and those little channels in between them are again electrical impulses of light that move between the planets. There's an ancient text called the Hermetic Principles that was written by this guy named Hermes Trismegistus, which I'm really fascinated with, because in these few principles, I think there's 12 principles, he explains the nature of our world, the nature of reality, how to be the creator of it. And one of the major principles is as above, so below, as within, so without. You may have heard this before. You could see these two images, compare them side by side. As above, so below. Your brain is essentially a miniature universe. What we're actually looking at when we look at these two images, we realize this is the cosmic brain, right? I mean, that is incredible when you realize the way your brain is mapped out on the inside, the circuitry right down to a microscopic level is exactly the same and conceptually functions the same as this cosmic brain, as this dark matter that connects all information throughout the stars and the galaxies, right? Through light, of course. How does this help you, right? What are some realizations? What are some abstractions we can get from this that will help you today in your reality? I think the first one, when you look at all this stuff and you realize as above, so below, the universe is imprinted within me, you know, you start to realize these things, it speaks to our level of power. Think about how powerless our society has become lately, right? People have given up the vast majority of their power to institutions, to people who tell them to do things, and they'll just follow them, right? We've become a very obedient society, and also living very much in the left brain rational mind. And so when you're living in the left brain rational mind, we're using 10% of the conscious thought. The other 90%, just like the dark matter in the universe, remains untapped. But after looking at this whole cosmic brain thing and making these connections, it really makes sense why astrology exists. And I'm not an astrologer, I'm not advocating for it, I don't know much about it, but I'm making an interesting observation that these astrologers who look out into the night sky and can read these patterns and all these things, they're essentially reading the cosmic brain, which is a reflection of our own miniature brain, our miniature universe in our brain. Because these things get reflected, right? Remember, as above, so below. So what's the next point here? The next point is many of us live from a plane of effects. You know, has there been anything that's happened in your life lately where you've had a hard time explaining how it happened to you? That's because we very much live in a way of, you know, we don't have any explanations for a lot of the things that happen to us. But when we live from a place of I create my reality, what's happened to me, whether it's good or bad, is all a reflection of my thoughts, feelings, and actions. These are the tools of your reality. You're like a tailor of your reality, the fabric of reality. And so that's all I have to impart with you today. I want to keep this short. I don't know if this video actually ended up being short, but I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Until next time, peace.